Forgetting about the finish line. Hi there, my name is Dominic and welcome to this meditation. Today we're going to be talking about trying not to focus so much on the individual long-term goals that we stress about, and instead focusing on pointing ourselves in the right direction and just moving forward one day at a time. But before we begin, let's find a comfortable position, whether that's sitting or lying down, as long as you can remain alert. Once you find this space, allow your body to settle in, feeling the support beneath you. I want you to consciously come in contact with what you are resting on right now, whether that be a mattress or a cushion or just the floor. I want you to just be present and exist in that feeling. Everything else can wait. Right now, you can just imagine the entire world is being shrunk down to the size of you and the cushion or floor beneath you, and the music in the background, and these words that you're hearing right now. That's it. The entire world is no bigger than these few things right now. Let's start by taking a deep, deliberate breath in and hold it for a moment as we allow our minds to quiet down. And then breathe out, releasing any thoughts or worries that may be occupying your mind. And if some of them are still lingering, maybe some of them are even clamoring for your attention, that's okay. There's no wrong way to do this. There's no wrong way to exist in this space right now. All that's required of you is to just keep breathing and let those worries quiet down. We're going to let them fade without actively trying to push them away or give them more attention. Just let them drift out of your consciousness. Feel them fading behind you. You can imagine it like the sound of a siren on a fire truck fading as it passes you. It starts out shrill and harsh and may seem like the only thing you can focus on. But then, as it moves away, it quickly gets muffled, and soon enough, it goes beyond the edge of your hearing. The fire truck is still there, and we know it still exists, but it's moved beyond our realm of concern. And that's what we're doing right now with any of those distracting thoughts. So let's just take a few moments to focus ourselves and remember, however you feel right now is perfectly fine. As I said, there's no wrong way to join this meditation. But let's see if we can find some space away from whatever emotions you may be feeling. We're just going to take our inner self in our minds, and we're going to take a big mental step backwards and look at these feelings as an impartial third party. So let's take a moment and step back together. Very good. Now, as we find this center, let's focus on letting our minds and bodies be open to this mindfulness that we're participating in together. As your distracting thoughts start to fade away, we can replace that awareness with our mental anchor, or a home base, as some call it. This is just about finding something in your environment to bring your attention back if it should start to drift. It can be a sound in the background. It can be a sensation of something physical, either on your person or nearby that you can touch to bring yourself back when you feel distracted. So as I continue, just find something that you can bring your attention back to and then reconnect with the meditation. One of the reasons it's so important to focus on breathing and releasing any physical tension we may have is because it forces our mind to follow suit. It tells the various sections of our brain that it's okay and we can let our guard down, that this is a safe and constructive space for us to learn and feel. When we are feeling physically tense and strained, it signals our subconscious brains that there is something to fear or worry about. But as we give ourselves to mindfulness and make a space in life to be still, we help to reorganize our brain out of this survival mindset and into something more thoughtful. In life, we're often taught to place a great amount of focus on reaching strict goals and milestones. You need to graduate college by this year. You need to get to this year in your job before you can retire. You need to sell this many whatevers to get that raise, and so on. On every side of our day-to-day life, we are told to look for finish lines and to get there as fast as we possibly can. Throughout my own journey, trying to understand my anxieties and worries, I made it very hard for myself to make progress because I kept waiting for the anxious feelings to be over. I kept waiting for the finish line, and I was so obsessed with this idea that it was making every day measurably worse and harder. I would wake up and think, why am I not there yet? Why am I still feeling like this? Or I would take a drive and I would think, why am I feeling worried right now? I thought I was doing better. I thought I was past this point. And it turned out that all these goals I had set for myself were actually giving me more to worry about than before. So then I decided to try and refocus and change my point of view. I stopped looking too far into the distance. I just lowered my view a little bit. Instead of looking at 6 months from now and setting a goal for myself, I might look 1 week ahead of me and focus all my energy on that. And if you're feeling that some days, even looking a week ahead feels like too much, that's okay. In that case, just look straight down at your feet and just keep moving through that one day. No further than that. It's just about mentally pointing ourselves in the right direction and then moving towards it, letting our feet do the work. Right, left, right, left, right, left. And guess what? That is still progress. You can still look back and realize that you were still moving forward, and that is all it's about. We get so obsessed with whether or not the direction we're moving in is taking us higher or lower, but often we get trapped by uncertainty into not moving at all. Now, these kind of small steps forward can look like a lot of things. They can be as simple as getting out of bed in the morning, or eating a full meal, going for a walk, reading a book, complimenting yourself, taking yourself to a movie, whatever it is that moves you in a direction that engages your imagination, your happiness, and your sense of contentment within yourself. All of these small, incremental, positive movements add up to a lot of forward momentum over time. So don't tell yourself that these small steps are not big enough, or get yourself fixated on trying to see where the goal is far in the distance. Remember that progress is not always linear. Some days may be harder than others, but every step you take is still valuable. Now, let's take a moment to reflect on the direction that brings you joy and what changes can be made to move in that direction. This could be working on strengthening communication in a relationship. It could be making your voice more heard at work. It could be engaging with a hobby that you haven't given yourself the freedom to explore. It could be taking more charge of your physical health and wellness. Whatever it is for you, just find it and point yourself towards it, and then don't set a finish line. Just aim yourself in that direction. I promise you, you will be happier moving towards something meaningful without the emotional weight of trying to reach some final checkpoint or do it in some arbitrary amount of time. And don't forget, if you're walking in that direction, at some point you look inside yourself and realize that something has changed, that maybe this path doesn't bring you the joy that it used to, or something else has sparked a new inspiration inside of you. That's okay. You are always free to adjust your course because we're not looking for one defined endpoint to reach. We're just trying to walk in whatever direction brings us joy and fulfillment. And when you find a new direction that inspires you, just aim towards it and keep walking. And don't allow yourself to get into a mindset that says that every step you already taken was a waste because you changed directions. Because what you may not realize is that every step you took was taking you to a place where you could realize that a change needed to be made. And you would never have gotten there if you had just been standing still, too worried to take a step. Now, when you're ready, you can take a deep breath and open your eyes. Glad to be here with you today.